All right, now strong method number 2. Now we're gonna go big. We're gonna go real big. We're gonna think big, so you can understand exactly the whole process of what is economics. Let me show you really fast and real strong. And I had to make these strong videos so you guys can get the big picture. A lot of you don't have the picture in your head yet. Oh, it's just numbers. It's just moving averages. It's just crypto. It's not. It's more than that. There's 38,000, 33. What's behind that? What's behind those numbers? What's behind Ethereum? 2,776. No, behind that number, there's millions and billions of dollars right behind those numbers, because it takes big money to move those numbers up and down. You know, people put $50 million of Ethereum to move those numbers up. People take $50 million out to move those numbers down. How is there a lot of money involved behind those numbers? But because it's the way it is. Let me show you real quick. All right. Remember when I was telling you about the left side of the equation, which is this one? Look at the moving averages, right? And you look at this, and you pay attention to the numbers. That's left side of the equation. You must have the right side of the equation. Study the world news, macroeconomic as a whole, and then study the analysis. Base your common sense in your analysis, right? Then you make your analysis. What's going on, and you make money, right? Let me show you something real quick. You must understand what's going on out there in the world. The most important thing out of the whole method is understanding what's the news of the world, which is CoinDesk. You pick an author, you pick I study this guy here, Amkar God Bole. Alright? I follow him. You can pick somebody and follow them. Okay, let me bring backspace, and I want to show you real fast. This dude, I follow him because he's basically a higher guy. He's a reporter. He holds master's degree in finance. He's a senior reporter. Basically, if you have other guys that are reporters, they are reporters that holds degrees, that hold graduate degrees, that holds the bachelor's, or stuff like that. So, but he's basically on top. So he's a senior. So I follow him. He's very sharp. So I follow the things he. If you look at this here, type that in your browser, and then you follow his news. All right, going as that /author and his name /. All right. So how does this work? I mean, you look at the news, and you read it. But basically, what I was saying, you don't read. They have a lot of news, a lot of stuff, extra things sometimes. Stick with Bitcoin and stick with Ethereum. Those are the two major. Bitcoin price, blah, blah, blah. You read about Bitcoin. All right. Let me show you something. You read about Bitcoin. Okay. You read about Bitcoin. All right. Show more. Let me show you something real quick. Okay. So when you get to something like something different, where they're talking about options and futures, stuff like that, don't worry about that. Just stick with Bitcoin. See, let me show you what I'm talking about so you get an idea. Inflation. Read about inflation. This study it's right here. Stablecoin. They're talking about another coin, so don't worry about that. You're reading about Bitcoin and Ethereum. Don't worry about spot ETF, none of that. That's extra stuff. Okay. Don't worry about the near token, blah, blah, blah. Just stick with Bitcoin. All right. What you study? You study inflation. You study yields. You study bond yields. You study rate hikes. Inflation. The Fed raising in interest rates, stuff like that, and all that affects Bitcoin. Let me give you the big picture so you can understand. Let me show you this here. Let me get a map here. Here is you get a big picture here. There we go. Map of the world. All right. Pay close attention now. I want to say You need to know the macroeconomic of the world, the money of the world. Okay, a lot of people say that you don't really need school. I don't need school. You don't need school, right? Okay. You can learn this without school. There's no problem. But you're gonna take a lot harder time learning it without going instead of somebody that went to school. I have a bachelor's. I have business degree, 4-year college, and that helps me when I read this. Okay, I understand it much better than when I had 2 years college. You can understand this. You can understand the language, but you can learn without college. But it'll be a lot harder. But going to school makes it easy for you to understand. You take your business classes. You take your money in banking. You took your economics class. So you understand a whole lot better when you finish school. So going to school is always a positive thing. It always teaches you. It makes you understand things much easier and better. So you're not really wasting time going to school. You need at least your bachelor's. Believe it or not, you need at least 4 years, or that way you can at least start to understand how the world runs. Here, macroeconomic. When you study the world news, you study the whole world money. The money around what's going on around the world. Alright? Do you know what's going on in Europe? Do you know what's going on in Asia? Do you know what's going on in Africa? Do you know what's going on in Australia? South America, North America? Do you know right now? If you say you do not know, then you don't know the macroeconomic right now what's going on. But as you read in this coin that's here, everything is in there. All the money out there in the world. It tells you what's going on in China. What's going on in China? What's going on in North Korea, South Korea, Japan? All that's in CoinDesk. As you read, all that's there. What's going on in India? What's going on in Russia and Ukraine? It's the war with Russia and Ukraine, right? What's going on in Europe? What's going on in El Salvador? Huh? Did you know the president of El Salvador bought so much Bitcoin? They a strong believer of Bitcoin. Made Bitcoin go up. Let me show you something. Now I know you're starting to get the picture now. Let me show you something real quick. MicroStrategy. How much MicroStrategy owns a Bitcoin? Pay attention. MicroStrategy owns $2.41 billion of cryptocurrency. Look at this. MicroStrategy purchased Bitcoins for $2.4 billion. See that? MicroStrategy owns a lot of Bitcoin. It's a big business, big company, big investors. They move. Big businesses move the world. Big businesses move the world, make the world go round. Big investors. This is the top job. Investors make the most money. And top of CEOs of businesses, investors around the world. Ask them, what's going on in North America? What's going on in South America? Europe, Asia. What's going on with the oil in Russia, with the oil in Brazil? They'll tell you right away. They tell you right away. They know the world economics in top of their head. And that's how they make their money. They know what's going on. They know what to do, what's going on, what's about to happen, what happened, what the bond, what the yields, what's going on, with the percentage, man, what's going on right now, where everything is. The investors that move the world, that put millions of dollars in Bitcoin, in crypto, they know what's going on. They study. They got their degree. They got their business degrees. They make the world go round. Watch this. Luna Foundation Guard owns $173 million of Bitcoin, worth of Bitcoin over the weekend. Luna Foundation Guard bought $173 million worth of Bitcoin over the weekend. That's a big business, big investors. Watch this. How much? Look at this. El Salvador, I was telling you about, holds at least 1,801 Bitcoin. $66 million of Bitcoin. Big businesses. Watch this. Let me show you something. How much does Tesla own of Bitcoin? How much does Tesla own Bitcoin? Tesla owns Bitcoin.
Elon Musk. According to Tesla, Elon Musk co-founded and leads Tesla.
How much Bitcoin does Tesla own? Ah, there we go.
According to Investopedia, key takeaways. Electric car maker Tesla reported $1.99 billion worth of Bitcoin on its balance sheet at the end of 2021. The company purchased $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin at the beginning of the year and sold some of its stash for a profit in March 2021.
Tesla. Sometimes Google doesn't listen correctly. Tesla owns 1.99 billion worth of Bitcoin. Big business, big investors. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Now you start to understand what I'm talking about. So these big businesses, big investors, they move the world. They move Bitcoin up. They move the Ethereum up, Ethereum down. Now, think about something now. What if Tesla starts believing in Ethereum? How much would this go up? It'll go up to 10 grand. What if El Salvador starts jumping into Ethereum? And what if Moon Foundation goes through Ethereum and MicroStrategy starts believing in Ethereum? How much would that go up? Ethereum will be the same price as this, man. So you see, learning in the economics, learning the macroeconomic correctly, everything, how everything runs, it's a plus. So you understanding everything that's going on right now. Did you know that Europe right now has a presidential election going down, and they're picking a presidential election? Yeah. Did you know this? Like I said, that what's going on in Malaysia? Did you know that China had a crackdown in cryptocurrency lately in the past? Yeah. All that's in the news. All that, everything, all the power is in the news. So you must read and understand this. So the news out there in the world. So that way, when you play your money in crypto, you understand what's going on out there in the world. And then you play your common sense. And then you play your money. And then you have a 90% chance. Remember, nothing's 100%. You have a 90% chance of winning, because you know what's going on, why this went down, where it was, what's happening, what's about to happen, because you know exactly where the money is at the time.